Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting edition of Top Hat Gaming Man Live! I am the Top Hat Gaming Man, aka Richard, the creator of Top Hat Gaming Man, as we have a symbiotic relationship. And this is my wife, Lady Decade, joining me tonight for an evening of gaming discussion. And despite some of the responses thus far I have seen within the live chat, no, ladies and gentlemen, the title is not simply clickbait. At present, retro gaming is officially dead.
Can you pass me my phone? It's got my list on it.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
There we go. So what do you think about that? Do you agree? Is retro gaming dead at the moment?
It certainly feels like it. Definitely on YouTube. It really feels like it.
What I mean by this is I've been looking at a number of creators' channels across the whole YouTube space, and the only videos that are on the incline are trend chasing channels, whereas the channels at the moment who cover anything not about to be released or just been released, they're struggling for views at the moment in comparison to what they usually get. For example, if you click on my channel, for example, you will see for the last month my views have been about a third of what I normally get on my uploads, and that would be the same across the majority of channels what I follow. And have you've noticed that as well? Yes.
Yeah, I've noticed. The main thing that's been stressing me out with all of it is the impressions have been down, which means that YouTube have been showing it less. So is that generally when people are making searches about things in the first place? Or
Yeah, basically what I put it down to why retro channels have tanked temporarily. Hopefully it's not a permanent thing. They've temporarily tanked because people have been looking up videos on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. They will watch one video on that subject, and then YouTube will automatically suggest them another video on that subject. And then if they happen to watch that, they might be suggested another video. Then they'll watch that, and then suddenly their gaming feed will be just clogged up with Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 content. So I've noticed a decline in trying to reach a new audience at the moment. So the people who are already here, you guys can already watch the channel absolutely fine, hence why you got a notification for this live stream. But the greater world simply aren't seeing my content at the moment because it's not being suggested. So but it's almost like YouTube have temporarily caged me due to circumstances.
yeah, and I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to be across a lot of genres as well, because I've noticed that I've watched maybe one or two videos about maybe like 15-second clips of like cats being cute or something, and now I'm being suggested hundreds of them.
Oh yeah, that's literally how the system works.
Yeah, and then everything is now.
But when
Not
you think
what I
about it,
want.
the YouTube algorithm, that is a pretty peculiar way of the system working, really. If you watch a couple of videos on something, that is not really all you're going to want to watch, is it? That's
Yeah.
not the normal person's viewing habits, is it?
They've
Is that a human viewing habit?
They've definitely made some kind of change, because it used to be that a lot of my suggested videos that would come up would be actually like channels that I was subscribed to. But at the moment, I'm just not even getting those in my recommendations, even though I tend to only really mostly watch the channels that I'm subscribed to. So I'm finding the whole thing, I don't know what they've done or what changes they've made. I have no idea.
I don't even think personally, I don't think they've made any changes. I think it's just the environment, and people have watched from people who aren't already subscribed to the channel. They've watched a lot of PlayStation 5 and Xbox content within the gaming sphere, and because of that, that's all their suggestions at the moment. So they're not getting suggestions on anything that's not trending at the moment, because that stuff is just trending so ridiculously high.
I can see a question on here. At Top Hat Gaming Man, I think that the people have an interest in retro gaming are in a way limited, and there are too many retro gaming channels on YouTube and the whole of the internet.
Well, yeah, you can argue that it is an oversaturated field, but that would not account whatsoever for an instant huge massive drop almost overnight. So do you see the difference there? Yeah, competition is high and it will always be high. So yeah, I agree with you. There is a hell of a lot of channels out there, but that does not explain why they've all suddenly started getting less views all at the same time.
I actually did wonder if we'd been shadow banned.
No.
At one point.
No reason. Ridiculous.
Look. Ah, Charlie Ward, thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you.
Charlie says, love and enjoy your channel, Rich. You've said it best when you said people look at the PS5 and new Xbox as fashion products instead of gaming consoles.
Yeah, the console wars very much appear to have gone that way, don't they? Like, when you look at the new games on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, there's not a hell of a lot between them in terms of what they're offering. Most of the games are basically ports what was available on older pieces of hardware. It's almost like, do people want to own a t-shirt by Nike, or do people want to own a t-shirt owned by Reebok, then take a picture of themselves, pull it on social media so they can brag to all their friends that they own this expensive brand device?
Oh, Wayland, thank you very, very much for your donation. Really appreciate it.
Very appreciated. Thank you for the super chat.
So I actually... This is why I wanted you to pass me my phone. So I'm holding it as far away from the mic as possible.
Okay.
I made a list of a few topics that I wanted us to talk about this evening, if everyone doesn't mind. So we're already talking about the first subject, which is the lack of interest in retro gaming. So I want to talk about that for maybe the next half hour or so.
Well, we just flow naturally. That's why I already said in advance, I don't like the idea of notes because I'm a man who likes to just talk off the cuff.
Well, I like not running out of things to say.
I never run out of things to say.
True Sinister, thank you ever so much. Thank you, really appreciate it.
And he says, long-time viewer, your wife is so beautiful and British, by the way.
Oh.
So well done on being very British. And thank you for continuing to watch the channel True Sinister. I always notice your comments in the comment section. So yeah, thank you.
And Drewby as well, thank you.
Hello, Lord and Lady Decade. Hello to you. That's all we can really say to that. But yeah, thank you for all your support over the years, sir.
So I feel
let's try and get the discussion on track.
Yeah. So yeah. When I actually posted on Twitter the other day about everyone should watch their favourite retro gaming
Thank you for
channels.
the $1 super chat, Chenzen. Very much appreciated.
Thank you. That everyone should be watching their favourite YouTube channels because again, because the algorithm doesn't seem to be favouring us at the moment, and then from my own observations on the analytics and with the channels, and actually I'm starting to get like hundreds of retweets on it.
Yeah, because it's nothing to do with my channel. It's not my channel specific. It's the field at the moment. Views are down across the board. That's why I'm not too concerned. Well, it's not that I'm not concerned about it. I just know there's not that much I can do to change the circumstances at present. So, yeah, that's it. Relax.
Okay. Matthew Slim is saying at Top Hat Gaming Man, the problem with the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles is that if you look at the release titles, they are all old. PS5 has GTA 5 as a launch title, and that game is almost 10 years old.
That is crazy. See, I'm not. That's mental when you think about it. A PlayStation 3 game is a launch title on a PlayStation 5. If that's not stagnation, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is. Maybe the PlayStation 5 is a retro gaming console because people buy it so they can relive experiences of the past. What do you think of that? Do you agree?
Do you know what? If there was some kind of new killer app or something to actually be excited about, like I know you said about it on your video, but like, oh, Michael, thank you very, very much for your super chat.
Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you for backing the channel on Patreon, I believe, as well. With regards to all the very generous donations, just to let you know, I've updated all the tiers on for the YouTube membership, which are now in line with my new Patreon tier system. So if you become a $5 member, by hitting the join button, you'll see your name pop up on there. But more importantly, by doing that, you'll unlock a ridiculous amount of rewards, including an additional 4 exclusive documentary-style videos a month. That includes an episode of Beat 'em Up Biopics, where I cover a different character from the Beat 'em Up genre every month. An episode of Foul Consoles, where I look at something obscure. A top 10 list video where I go through 10 things I really fancy talking about that month. And finally, Micro Mondays, which is going to be my new show where I talk about British gaming history and home computing gaming in general. And with that said,
Thank you, Horizon, and thank you, Juan, very much. So, Horizon says, tradition in the States, Small Businesses Saturday. And Juan is saying, thank you for your content. I thought I should show support for all your hard work.
Thank you so much, Juan. And am I pronouncing that right? Juan.
Yeah, tell us, Juan, if we're saying that correctly. Oh, Acorn's here. Hello, Acorn. I also saw that Man Shovel's here as well. Hello, Man
I've
Shovel.
seen lots of names I recognise in the chat. There's a lot to
Yeah.
keep up with tonight, so hello everyone. I've seen House of a Ted there.
Yes.
I keep saying, who can I see at the moment? Sean Taft, Christopher Moody, Dr. Game Love, Yon Emulation, Dev Copper, Alex Viataku Edge 65, Fuck Generation Shooters, Jay Della Caldra, Cammy, and Charlie Ward with an outrageous £50 donation. Thank you, you lunatic. I know it's a problem in the YouTube algorithm because of all the sheep are watching modern consoles, but hang in there, dude. Your best support will continue to support you. Also, Lady Decade, it's a shame you can't do more videos, but I understand.
Oh, thank you.
You want to do more videos one day, don't you?
I do. I've written a script and I've even recorded it. I just haven't got around to timeline it. Charlie Woods, his case come up now. It comes up on our screen before it pops up on there. Sorry, I'm still really taken aback. I can't believe that. Thank you so much. And True Sinister as well. True Sinister says, I'm still waiting on a Nintendo Switch GTA 5. The Switch is outdated tech that sells of the gimmick of what it is and the Nintendo name, by the way. Man,
This is
thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, my mind is blown. Thank you.
Next gen trash. Sega Master System is Craig. What is that? Is that
Krieg.
the German?
Yeah, is it German?
Is it German?
So, yeah, Ist Krieg. Yeah,
What
but
is that?
I don't know what it means. I didn't take German. I took French.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I did study German, but I didn't listen. Guten Tag. That's as far as it goes.
I've got a basic understanding of French and a basic understanding of Greek, so I'm okay for that sort of thing. But yes, actually, if you're asking questions, if you put the @Top Hat Gaming Man, it helps me to see it in
yeah,
it
because
helps
chat
me to
is
see it
very
'cause
hard to
it's
keep up
moving
with.
so quickly, and I can't wear my glasses for this because it reflects too much.
Yeah, she looks like a proper nerd. All you see is like reflection and nothing else. Oh, Daryl Smith, thank you very much. He says, I completely agree with your video. I hate you all. There's no real launch titles available for their new consoles. Love your content, Big Daddy. Thank you. But as I stated in the video as well, it's nothing new with Sony or Microsoft. It's been a blueprint they followed since the bloody PlayStation 2, which was a system which was promoted on hype and hype alone. It was the sequel to the PlayStation, which was always considered the greatest console of all time at the time. So a lot of people just bypassed the Dreamcast completely because they just wanted to wait for the PlayStation 2. It was just a long-awaited sequel, what they wanted.
Sorry, Ray's just saying Krieg means war, which actually makes sense to me because Blitzkrieg didn't that mean glass or something?
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about GCSE history.
Whatever you do, don't
Wayland.
mention the war.
No, don't. Oh, there's me going GCSEs time. Wayland, thank you so much. Is Yorgos from LDN your brother-in-law? No, Yorgos. Oh, I love Yorgos. Oh, we haven't spoken to Yorgos in
I haven't spoken to Yorgos for a
years.
while. That's a very random one. I'm not sure where you get that inference from. For a while, a good year and a half, if we're talking about LDN wrestlers, Jason Sensation was in a relationship with my cousin. So I don't know if that's the confusion along the grapevine. And he is half Greek as well. So maybe that sounds like
he's
the
called
cross-wiring.
Jason, but it's
maybe.
Yasenos.
Yeah, I think that's probably, maybe.
Apple says, at Top Hat Gaming Man, why doesn't your wife upload on her channel? Reason for that
You can
is...
stand if you can.
Yeah, I've already got a 2-year-old.
Who will probably interrupt the stream at some point.
I'm actually... this way. I'm 31 weeks pregnant today. So... I've got between sort of 6 and 9 weeks left of this pregnancy, so it's just, and then I'm going to go back to having a newborn, so the live streaming might be a bit dodgy because I might have to have like a newborn hidden in the room slightly
Well, it's
behind
like
us.
it's like anyone who's got young children. It's hard to do any work, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, True Sinister, thank you. You're saying last donation. Just want to shout out at Gundam88.
AKA Tim Costello. Met him at a pro wrestling Discord a year ago. It's a coincidence. He's on here today.
Oh, wow.
Hello, sir. Hello to you.
Oh, that's lovely. At Top Hat Gaming, man, this is Mikey the Gamer. I'm new to your live chat. Fighting games and beat 'em up games were my passions of video games. Your wife is beautiful and you are handsome as always.
Thank you. Yeah, good taste in many regards.
And Charlie Ward says, congrats to you both. Apple says, are you half Greek? No. I'm a quarter Sri Lankan. But it's come out a lot stronger in me than all of my siblings. So
Yeah, one of her sisters is blonde, isn't she?
Yeah, with green eyes.
And our son, strangely enough, is blonde with
green eyes.
Yeah, which is just bizarre. We've created a blonde child. Which
Yeah,
is
we're not sure how
Which
it
is
happened.
crazy when you think about it.
Although we did find out that my mum was blonde when
Yeah,
she was a
and my
child.
brother was as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's darker than I am, and he was blonde as a child.
Yeah. Acorn. Hello, Acorn. He's saying body blows.
Body blows. That's a game.
Oh, it's a game. I
Yes.
thought it was.
No,
was
it
referring
doesn't want us to attack each other. That's like saying, it's like someone saying Mortal Kombat, and then you want to just fight me.
Yeah, no, you don't have to say Mortal Kombat for me to want to just fight you.
That's true.
Horizon
He's telling the
Brave is saying, have you played the Scott's Pilgrim beat 'em up? Thoughts on that indie cult classic?
I have not, because I missed it the first release cycle. I've heard it's either just come out or it's about to come out again, so I will play it the second time around.
I actually
I
quite
am
like
keen.
the film.
I am keen. Apparently, a lot of people hold that as the game what was responsible for the beat 'em up revival. It was the first good one in many years, and apparently a lot of people were surprised that people were so receptive to a new beat 'em up. And since then, it kind of got the ball rolling. What's led to Streets of Rage 4 and other upcoming projects, arguably. Butterfly Effect.
Nice. Acorn's also saying, just wondered if you'd cover it. Body blows, that is. And then Charlie Ward is saying, you're a lucky man. Not only is your wife beautiful and kind, but you also snagged a great gaming girl too.
Yeah,
So-
to be fair, when I met her, you was working for Game Station, wasn't you?
Yes, yeah.
Which was just coincidental. Oh, to be fair, that was at one of I've said to be fair too many times, but that was what. To be fair, it was one of the times in my life where I was probably gaming less because I was young. So I was spending all my spare time drinking, which is what young
That's-
people do.
Do you know what? I think only like
Super
the first
spreading.
maybe 6 months to a year of our relationship, you still drunk a little bit of alcohol, and then as time went on, it then started whittling down to being only on Christmas Eve with Street and Orb, who Apple is actually asking where they're on. They're live on Twitch right now. If you want to go take a look at Top Hat Chats.
Or alternatively, after this stream.
After this stream, yeah, because they'll be on till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But yes, it would be Christmas Eve that you would go and sit with them and Ryan and everybody and still have a drink. And now you just go around and don't even drink.
Yeah, but even when I was young, I drank a lot, but only because I was a young person, if that makes sense. It wasn't like I was an alcoholic or anything. I was just your regular young person who drinks every few days because I was a university student. It's kind of like what's done.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly that.
For me, I think just as I've got older, when we went travelling in 2016, that's kind of when I lost interest in drinking alcohol, because before then I did still go out with my friends, maybe like once every few months or something. But apart from that, when I'm not pregnant or doing mum related things, I like to have a glass of wine with a dinner on a Saturday night. But
Or
that's about
occasionally,
it.
the main thing I drink, if I drink anything, I drink Baileys, don't I? Because it's very...
Yeah, but
sugary.
Baileys is a bit different, isn't it? It's kind of like mud shakes. So I used to love drinking mud shakes when they were a thing. Oh, Acorn is saying... Oh, no, that's... Dr. Game Love, but did they... Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, that's your conversation that you're having. Horizon Brave is saying... So we had Thanksgiving over here with many traditions. What are some of your gaming or non-gaming traditions during the holiday season?
Gaming traditions over the holiday season. On Christmas Day, I always make an effort to sit down with family members and play games. These days, it's normally my younger brother, who's 3 years younger than me, and my cousin Anthony, who is a decade younger than me. But even though he's a damn, is he a Zoomer or is he a very young millennial? I think he's a very young millennial. But anyway, he's got very good taste in gaming because he grew up when he was young around myself and my brother. So he likes Super Nintendo and all the older games because we educated him so well.
Oh, Michael, thank you so much. He's saying, I want to hear you say, hello, you're awesome.
Thank you. Hello, you're awesome. How's that? Is that okay?
Disco Phil says, I've just got into retro gaming. I'm finding the games much harder than I remember as a child. Are the games harder that I remember, or have I just got old?
Depends. I wouldn't. Well, they obviously not got harder, but games these days are made easier because they're cheaper for a start, and back then, if you bought one Super Nintendo cartridge, you was looking at about paying £60. If you bring inflation into account, that'd be like paying £180 for a game today. And bearing in mind we had limited technology, the only way they could really deliver an extended lifespan on their titles by making them difficult and making them last. Strangely enough, tomorrow I'm releasing a video on the original NES Turtles arcade game, and I do discuss this subject quite a lot, so be sure to tune into that. Also, I have it available for patrons first thing tomorrow morning as well, just to let you all know. Cheap plug.
Okay, so Matthew Slim is saying, please, if you ever start a PS1 retrospective, please do an episode on a game called Silent Bomber. I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Not familiar with that one, so I have to look into it. Destructo Disc. Great Krillin can't say it, my words are going wrong. Great Krillin reference there. I got there in the end. And he says, do you plan on having more kids, or will you wear your top hat next time? I have 3 little ones and a challenge to find 3 time. We're undecided, aren't we, whether there will be a number 3?
Yeah, I've got including Bump, I've got 2 boys now, and I would like maybe to have a girl, but it's just like, it's too early to say. I don't know how I'm going to be able to cope. But right, so first thing I'm going to say is I'm just going to nip over to Patreon quickly because I have just seen that Edward O'Reilly has got 2 questions for you. But I'll also say, again, if you've got any questions for us, start the question with @TopHatGamingMan because it highlights it for me and helps me be able to spot it in the chat, which is moving quite quickly.
There's a few what's coming out, but they're not highlighted. But I'll go over some whilst you check that. Yeah. Oh, they're on one screen. But yes. I'll just read this one because there's 2 screens. And Mr. Din says, hey, Top Hat Gaming Man, I appreciate your beat 'em up related videos. Is there a chance you'll cover the Rushing Beat series? And that's one of a few people have requested in the past. We could get there down the line. When it comes to YouTube, I kind of go with the flow. I kind of have to go along with the waves of the algorithm, if that makes sense. For example, I'm actually doing something a bit different this Tuesday, if I get round to making a video, where I upload a video covering the greatest Spider-Man game, which in my opinion is better than Miles Morales, but I'm not going to give away any more spoilers with regards to what Spider-Man game that is. But it's not a beat-em-up, it's not a fighting game, so you'll have to see that one on Tuesday.
You're never going to guess.
But I am trying to experiment a bit at the moment with different genres because it's fun after all.
Also, if you do @TopHatGamingMan and I miss it, please feel free to spam it if you need to, because we will get to it. But I'm just going to hop over to Patreon quickly. So Edward O'Reilly says, do you think Nintendo will be releasing more game and watch editions? Super Mario Bros. Maybe in the future. I would like to get one but can't justify it. It reminds me of the Game Boy Micro.
I'm going to say 100%. I was on Dan from Slopes Game Room's podcast last night and was actually discussing the device. And on March the 31st, Nintendo are pulling it from the market, along with a load of other products such as Mario 3D All-Stars and Mario 35. One of the theories we came up with regards to the time release, other than the fact that they want to create a false demand on their products because Nintendo are a very dodgy, greedy company. Apart from that, we theorised that because next year is the Zelda 35th anniversary, they're going to replace them with limited run Zelda products. So I would say, yes, indeed, next year we'll probably see a Zelda Game & Watch device. What do you think?
I think I hate limited run. Sorry.
No, it's not. It's not the company limited run.
Oh.
Nintendo are now doing limited run games. They're putting out products for only a limited time and saying you've got to buy them now, otherwise you're not getting them.
I thought that the company limited run had got some kind of lucrative, amazing
No, not
deal
with
for a moment
Nintendo.
then.
No.
And I was about to be like, oh.
But no,
yeah.
Nintendo are doing the same thing, even though they don't have any reason to actually need to do anything limited run. Because the gimmick with limited run is they're meant to make games which are obscure enough to not have a big demand. So if there's only a few people want them, you need a company to create them in a limited amount. But should Mario games really need to be limited?
No, not really. That's
Ludicrous.
Kind of
Like I say, it's
that's like putting Mickey Mouse or something along
They're
those
copying
lines.
the Disney Vault system, where Disney used to release things on DVD for a limited time, then you just couldn't own them physically unless you bought them in that specific month. They were saying that Nintendo are copying that at the moment.
It's so jammy, isn't it? Edward has a second question here. It says, I see your good wife is sitting on a gaming chair, which leads me nicely to my next question. A good friend of mine would like a recommendation of a decent gaming chair for his young gaming son. Cheers.
Oh God, that's difficult for me to answer because obviously
This one's fine.
I'm not the largest man in the world, but I'm also not the smallest man in the world, so I couldn't fit in a child chair. Or like I say, depends what country you're in. If you're in the UK, from what I saw, Argos have a decent range of children's gaming chairs, so maybe check out.
We got this one out of.
This came from Argos, yeah, and there was a lot more children's ones available than man chairs.
And for me, I find this chair very comfortable because of the lower back support.
That's why I'm sitting on a bloody
fold-up chair.
Yeah, I've got a wrestling chair because that's all that fit in this room, which is really annoying.
Well,
at least it's a very British chair.
And it's nice and broken as well.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that's nothing to worry about. Okay, I'm back onto our normal YouTube chat again. Acorn saying, not Argos X-Rocker for kids. Okay. Right. Again, any questions, put at Top Hat Gaming Man at the beginning of it for me so that I can see it, because the chat's just whooshing up for me.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Like a joke you don't understand.
Yes. LGL Gamer says, would you consider reviewing other games in depth other than fighter games like Super Mario, Final Fantasy VII, Sonic, Uncharted, Zelda, etc.?
I like to think that rather than reviewing games, I do historical retrospectives. It's more like pulling lots of different sources together to create videos. But would I cover others? Absolutely, but it's finding the right time and when it will work, if that makes sense. Like I said earlier, I've actually got something completely different coming out this Tuesday, which is Spider-Man related, but it's not a beat 'em up and it's not a fighting game. So yeah, look forward to that one. So yeah, tune in Tuesday.
Acorn is actually also saying, answer the question. Body Blows review.
Body Blows review. I have to do more research, but perhaps I can. That's what I'll say for that one for now. It could even be, yeah.
Do some winking. And then, what else do we... Oh, Charlie Ward! Thank you so much. Charlie says, what are your favourite consoles of all time? To both of you, mine is the Saturn, horribly underrated, GameCube for the library, and the Switch, hybrid and best modern console.
Interesting. I'm going to say the one I've put the most time into in recent years, which may or may not come to it as a surprise to people. And I've probably mentioned this on the channel lots of times before, the Nintendo 3DS. The library is absolutely massive and it's amazing. Before that, my favourite console of all time was the Super Nintendo, just because it had the most diverse library with a lot of cool games to play. I think the 3DS has topped it. The 3DS is amazing. It's handheld. It can be played anywhere around the world. I bloody love the 3DS.
Oh, thank you so much. Good night, Irene. They say, hi, I love the show. Why is retro gaming dead?
We answered this question at the beginning of the video. Basically, all it was is at the moment, if you look across all channels what are covering gaming content that isn't trending, i.e. the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, all of them are underperforming compared to usual. For example, I normally upload a video, I average about 30,000 views. At the moment, I'm only getting 10,000 views. I'm getting 1/3 of the traffic I usually get because my regular audience are watching. So all of you at home who are tuning into the stream, you get access to my content, but it's not being suggested to non-subscribers because their feeds are too clogged up with modern hardware for it to have any reach whatsoever. So at the moment, the reach on retro gaming is completely dead. Hopefully it's not going to stay that way, but that's where it's at this moment in time.
Don't forget to spam your questions if I accidentally miss them. Aaron Linton Chambers says, have you ever played Golden Sun 1 and 2? If so, what are your thoughts?
I've played the first one and I've tried to get into it about 10 times, but for some reason I've never quite got into it. You've played them as well, haven't you? What's your opinion?
I've played the first one. I remember playing it to death on
You played it a lot more than I
on
did.
the SP. Well, I played that when we was in Crete one year for a whole summer. I think it might have been our first summer out there, actually. I don't remember an awful lot about it. I just remember it was one of the very first JRPGs I'd ever played, and I loved it. That's all I can remember, really. J. Della Quadra, it's a really nice name. Just asking. Oh, I'm losing it. Hang on.
You should read the ones at the bottom, not the top.
Sorry. I'm just asking you why you're reviewing SFV Street Fighter 5. Isn't that a current game?
Well, I'll do Fighting Game Thursday, don't I? It's a show where I chronologically look at every entry in the series, and Street Fighter is a retro series, isn't it? Even the play style. This is an interesting topic, actually. What do I define as retro? A lot of people, I think, incorrectly use the term as a synonym for old. But personally, I see it very differently to that. If you check the dictionary definition of retro, it's imitating a style of the past. So if one is retro gaming, you are imitating a play style of the past. So, for example, if I was to play any of these, I'll just grab a random game. If I was to play Conker's Bad Fur Day for the Nintendo 64, I would be retro gaming because I would be imitating a play style of the past. However, is the game itself retro? Absolutely not. It was manufactured as a brand new game, new technology, so therefore the game isn't retro, but even playing it is retro gaming. Take a game like Shovel Knight, for example. That is a retro game because it was made to imitate a play style of the past. So therefore, if I'm playing Shovel Knight, I am retro gaming, playing a retro game. And so going back to Street Fighter 5, the gameplay is a 2D fighting game, as in you fight on a 2D plane. Therefore, it's a retro game. Therefore, you're imitating an old play style of the past. Knowledge is the bomb.
Okay. True Sinister said, sorry, I've had to scroll back up because I missed loads of questions. Did you or Lady D have any of those old British computers? I didn't. My nan did. She had a ZX81 and she ended up giving it to us, but I'd never, ever, ever had a go on it.
I've got bloody loads of them, but unfortunately you can't see them at the moment because I keep them all in my home computer room downstairs. So basically I've got another load of shelves, as many as this, but they're all covered in home computer stuff rather than console stuff. I grew up
sound like we've got a really big house.
No, we haven't got a big house. I just optimised the space. Yeah, Amstrad CPC 464. That was my first gaming platform, and obviously that is an old microcomputer. So speaking of that, as I mentioned earlier, as a new Patreon exclusive series I'm doing at the moment, I'm doing Micro Monday. So once a month, I'm going to be covering something in that field. And a week after next, I'm releasing a video on Alan Turing. Alan Turing is the British inventor who invented the first computer game ever made. And he's also the man who broke the Enigma code, basically defeating the Nazis. So he's got a long story which I'm looking to talk about more because, in my opinion, he's been just as influential in gaming as the likes of Nolan Bushnell and Shigeru Miyamoto, but he just simply doesn't get the credit for it. And I don't really know. I guess it's because his other achievements in life are even more impressive.
It totally eclipses.
Yeah, eclipses it. It eclipses it.
Yeah. He basically saved the world.
So what's inventing computer games then?
Yeah. Okay, so Aaron Linton Chambers says, do you think that Streets of Rage 4 highlighted that there's a huge gap in the gaming market? Do you think that more games deserve a revival?
Absolutely, I do. if rumours are to be believed, which I'm not sure if they are to be believed, there was a Capcom leak recently, but I don't really trust leaks that have been leaked onto 4chan necessarily, even though a lot of them do turn out to be real. And amongst the leaked games that are apparently in the works, apparently they intend to release a Final Fight remake. So, and a new Captain Commando game. So that's two more beat 'em ups we could potentially be getting.
Everyone.
How dare you?
I have to. I'm just trying to change my position a bit because I'm very uncomfortable. Charlie Ward says, if you could meet any YouTuber, who would it be? Question to both of you. Can I answer this one first?
Go on then. You be a fan person, whatever you call them.
I would love to meet Gerard Khalil and Mike Matai. I know this really, but and Oxhorn as well. I know he's not retro gaming; he's like Fallout centric, but I would love to meet them. I would proper fangirl, and also Gab Smulders, because I've been watching her since she had about 100 subscribers. Ironically, she's currently going out with Jacksepticeye, or is in a relationship where she lives with him properly and everything now, from what I understand on Tit Internet. I'd love to meet her. Like, I just love her. So that's me.
My answer's going to be ultra controversial. And I don't want to meet him because I agree with what he says, but I want to meet him because I want to see whether he's an actual real person or just a ridiculous over-the-top troll gimmick. And that's Paul Joseph Watson.
Oh my God.
I want to see what he's like in real life.
Oh, I'd love to meet him. Oh, like, again, because what a weird, like, he's so... I can't tell if he's, like, joking or whether he really means it, or... Don't know. I'd love to meet him, actually, thinking about it. Now that you say that, I was thinking about just gaming channels.
No, I'm thinking of someone I don't understand and want to find out more about them.
Yeah.
Someone mysterious. He's a mysterious man.
Has anyone seen him? He's nuts, isn't he? Those are ridiculous, like, OTT things that he says. Acorn says, what series would you like to see revived? But True Sinister, thank you so much. He said, I know I said it was last donation, I lied. Speaking of lying, would you or Ms. Decade be willing to cover the Paprium fiasco and the outrage it caused?
I'd say no. I think that's it's not my niche really. However, my main man Steaker, who uploads one video on my channel a month at the present, the Portugueser himself, has done a whole entire series, I believe, on the Paprium or Paprium fiasco. So if you've not already checked that out, go view it, because he's an amazing creator, in my opinion.
Doesn't geezer mean old man in America?
Possibly.
So
I don't...
You're calling Portuguese.
It doesn't in British, in English,
no,
does it? In standard English.
He's a geezer. Right, P. Ferreira says, at Top Hat Gaming Man, hello, by amazing coincidence, I literally just finished seeing you talking to RMC about 2 years ago about the Virtual Boy.
Ah, yes, yeah.
And Jay Della Quadra is saying, fighting game genre is considered for forever retro then, according to the definition.
I would say so, yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah. JP is saying, will we ever see a 3DS handhelds around the world?
Yeah, I don't know why I never did make an episode. I guess it was... yeah, I don't know why I've never done a 3DS one, to be honest. I think I intended to, and then I changed direction of the channel a little bit, so it just got lost in the mix. But I would say, yeah, along the lines, definitely.
I think as soon as we're all allowed to go flying around the world and not be terrified of everything, we should go somewhere like Portugal or somewhere. I'd love to go there and then do a load of filming for handhelds around the world, because we'll be taking 3DS with us anyway.
Places, yeah.
Mr. Layman's Watch, sorry, that name just tickled me. What would you define older game as if retro games isn't a proper term for them?
What would I describe them as? Literally what you said, old games.
Yeah.
Why should they deserve any extra layer of sugarcoating? Why not tell the truth and just admit they are old games?
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's a marketing term, retro, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Kululi
Make them worth more money.
is saying, what do you think about King of Fighters EX2 on the GBA?
That's what I've not got around to playing, but people have recommended that to me in the past. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of handheld fighting games when I do film that series. So yeah, hopefully it'll be one I'll get to. In fact, I haven't done that much King of Fighters. I've only covered one King of Fighters game on the channel thus far. And in fact, if I want to make another King of Fighters video, I keep meaning to do King of Fighters Cross WWE. Did you know that game exists on mobile? So
Oh my god.
John Cena is now in the SNK universe.
Oh, yes.
That's an interesting link. That is a very interesting link. Considering that's very strange, isn't it? I wonder if there's a link there at all, like an actual link.
What, as in like the WWE
The
thing?
the crowned prince of Saudi Arabia this week became the majority shareholder of SNK. The crown prince of Saudi Arabia, the same man who pays huge money to have WWE come to his country and put on super shows.
Sorry,
So,
I've just seen
I wonder if
someone
there's a link
extremely
there.
cool is... Look who's in the chat.
Oh, Miles Powers. Miles Power. By the way, everyone, fantastic YouTuber, fantastic channel there. Deserves more recognition. He does fantastic content, debunking basically losers on the information superhighway. And he's also a qualified chemist as well. So very intelligent man, worth listening to.
And Dodgymon 83, thank you so much for the donation. And I'm going to come back to Miles Power's question in a second. But Doggyman says, you're reviewing the Evercade? It's got the Lynx collection.
Yeah, I probably would like to do it at some point. It seems to have got very positive feedback. I actually sent them a message just before it came out and says I told them I'd do a handheld focused show where I take handhelds and review them in exotic locations, but I didn't hear anything back, which was a shame. But I'll obviously just buy one myself at some point and do a video on it.
Metal Jesus enough.
Yeah.
Miles,
If I'd have talked about it in the basement, it would have been fine. But no
Yeah.
beauty.
No. Miles actually said, what do you think about Billy Mitchell getting sued by Twin Galaxies? Has your opinion on him changed?
My opinion on Billy Mitchell will never change. He is a fantastic villain with beautiful hair. You can't deny it.
God. Do you remember? No, he had. I don't know whether any of you have been in Top Hat Chat when it used to be filmed over here, but for ages I had to live with a framed picture of Billy Mitchell hung on the wall in my lounge for no reason. For ages. Just because you wanted to.
But he's gaming Jesus. You need it up on the wall
He's not gaming Jesus. He's just a pillock who likes hot sauce and hot soup. He might be
I
nice,
like him.
though. Well, yeah, you would. Kululi is saying, thanks for the answer. Yeah, I heard about the Saudi Arabia thing. Will it change anything for future SNK games, do you think?
I have no idea. I don't know enough about the internals of the company to know what difference it would make having a different shareholder. But it is interesting that he's bought that big SNK and he pumps all that funding into WWE. So maybe is there something big crossover there along the lines? I think I'm the first person to make this link, and I just made it spontaneously.
Yeah.
Alpha Waves.
I can honestly say, apart from oil, I don't actually know really anything at all about Saudi Arabia. So I can't. I know that WWE have run shows there, and that's about.
Well, we know they kill journalists, and we know they have a terrible track record for human rights, including the LBGQ, BTQ, women's rights, blah blah blah. So it is rather controversial that
is
this
that
man,
the whole driving thing?
well, yeah, this man has got control of a company people like.
Is that why it was controversial then?
Obviously.
Okay, right. I really need to sit and read the news occasionally.
And even the WWE shows over there, some of their stars refuse to do them because they know it would be too much bad press. Like John Cena refuses to wrestle on those shows, as does Daniel Bryan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've never wrestled. Well, they wrestled on the first Saudi Arabia show, but that was before the journalist got assassinated. But they've not been over
Oh my
there
God.
since.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Sorry. Okay. Charlie Ward was saying it's a show. It's a shame that's. I've lost it. Hang on. Sorry. It's a shame that Slopes or Kimball Justice ain't in the chat. You three are my best UK YouTubers. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, they're great people. I love them. Like I said, I was on a podcast with Dan literally yesterday. It's either on Extra Slopes, his second channel now, or it's going to be on his second channel in the future. Not quite sure.
Yeah, and with Kim Justice, she wrote a tweet recently saying that she literally doesn't get the hype around macaroni cheese. So I tweeted her and said, "You haven't had mine." So when lockdown's over and we're all allowed to socialise, I'd love it if you come over and I'll make you proper macaroni cheese. And she said yes. So hopefully, when we're all allowed to socialise and see people again, then Kim can come over and I'll actually make her the best macaroni cheese that she's ever had in her life. And then she will be converted to the ultimate comfort food. Okay, so Jay Della Quadra is saying, is graphics major part for games to be considered retro?
That's difficult. Yes and no. This is obviously because retro is not a synonym for old. It's a playstyle of the past, but I guess it depends on what you consider a playstyle of the past. That's quite.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't just have to be sort of like 8-bit or anything like that. Anything that sort of.
My definition of emulating the playstyle of the past is anything. Basically, it's hard to explain, but I think things what came from the PlayStation and Xbox onwards, that's where the paradigm shift happened, where games were no longer trying to
say something's got PS1 style graphics and then
it's not graphics. They copy the play style has changed. Like, but with the Dreamcast and consoles before that, they would be largely copying the play style of the arcade. Where after that, it became more of an online experience.
Cozy Cool, thank you so much for your donation. He says, "Hey Top Hat, can you share some of your favourite pro wrestling matches of all time? Big fan of the channel. I wish you and Mrs. all of the best."
Can I imagine you mean like my favourite ones to watch rather than the matches I've wrestled myself? But in terms of that, one of my favourite events of all time, and I guess a lot of other people probably agree with this, WrestleMania 17. That card, top to bottom, is bloody amazing. So much fun on that card. You got the Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock match, Undertaker and Triple H, William Regal and Jericho, Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon, TLC 2. It's just a fantastic event with a lot of great content within that one. So yeah, in terms of one particular match, maybe Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Actually, I really like a match that was on World of Sport years ago, Rollerball Rocco versus Dynamite Kid. Check that one out. That's a game what's way before its time. A match just way before its time.
Don't forget to, if I miss your questions, to start it with @TopHatGamingMan and then just keep posting it until I catch up with it. Hobby Hands, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hobby Hands says, do you sell any apparel? Would love a Top Hat shirt. PS, do you do PC stuff? C64, Spectrum, etc. That's 2 very important points there.
Yeah, so there's Teesprings links attached to all of my videos. So yeah, you can get shirts that way. I believe that's correct, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Literally, if you watch a video, it should come up with the t-shirt shop underneath the video itself. And then with regards to PC stuff, C64
there's
Spectrum,
2 things I can say about that. There are some older videos on my channel from years ago where I did some retrospectives. Like there's a CPC 464 video for Amstrad. There's a ZX Spectrum video. There's quite a few others as well. I think you have to dig through the archives. But recently, I've decided to launch a show for Patreon, which is my Micro Mondays, which is going to be once a month, coincided with 4 other shows. I'm doing 4 exclusive shows a month, and one of them's going to be British Micro Computer Focus. And the reason why I'm doing it as a Patreon exclusive rather than content on my main channel is because I've kind of cultivated a beat-em-up fighting game audience at the moment. So therefore, if I'm covering something what's quite different to what I'm already putting out there at present, it could algorithmically hurt me. However, yeah, I'm going to be doing it, but just as Patreon only at the moment. But that could all change in the future.
Okay, so I've just quickly skipped over to Patreon, where Man Shovel says, is that the American artist Tom Ryan video bombing you in your streaming soon montage? My wife bought me a Back to the Future print from him, and I've got a cool Spider-Man 2099 pin from him as well.
where in the video? Because you'll have to clarify. Because I don't know who that is, but they could be there because I've been to a lot of silly places in my lifetime.
Piero 2030 says, are FPS considered retro?
First-person shooters. What, the genre overall? I guess again it's the play style, isn't it? I would argue that if you're kind of retro game playing a first-person shooter, they're the ones that play differently to the modern ones. So I would say the dual analog ones, where you play with 2 analog sticks, are modern first-person shooters. It's only got 1 analog stick. So the ones where you've only got 1 analog stick or no analog at all, I'd say they're you'd be retro gaming if you're playing those first-person shooters. But if you're playing any what require 2 analog sticks, it's modern.
Do you know, I don't think I'd be able to answer these questions. I literally don't think. I'll be like,
I've really thought about this stuff. That's all it is. It's like, you know my brain. I overthink about these
This man
stupid...
is encyclopedic.
These really stupid things.
The information he retains is mental. Like, for example, I think at one time you was able to rattle off every World Cup winner and what year it was.
I think you'll find a lot of people who do like YouTube videos are the same as me anyway, so I'm nothing special in that regard. But yeah,
I just have permanent baby brain.
Like if you put me next to someone like Guru Larry or Kim Justice, they retain even more pointless stuff than I do.
DC Flake says, does the algorithm hurt your creativity?
Yes, absolutely, and that's another reason why I'm doing the Patreon exclusive videos. Apart from giving the people who are there extra content, I also find it very motivating to be able to do make content what has not got to rely on being algorithm friendly whatsoever. I can just be creative with it. So
You've definitely been happier.
I make those videos. I spend my Mondays making those videos, and I do have more fun with them than the rest because I haven't got. It's just free flow.
Okay, Charlie Ward. Oh, hang on. Acorn is saying Doom is fairly retro, and that's FPS. That's true.
That's Doom.
Yeah.
Doom would the original Doom would not have ran originally with dual analog sticks. So yeah, that would be a retro game.
Is Doom the first FPS, or is there predating?
Wolfenstein is really the first one. So same creator, but he made Wolfenstein, then he made Doom.
Okay. And then Cisco Ortiz, thank you so much for your donation, $10. Thank you. Been a fan for years now. Do you play fighting games online, either old school or new gen?
I actually, strangely enough, do not play any games really online. When it comes to gaming, I like to have quite solitary experiences on my own. I'm very antisocial when it comes to gaming. Yeah, I like to game alone, so not really.
And Hobby Hands too, thank you so much. Love the show and love when couples do streams together. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Graveyard Gamer says, it seems to me like there is endless supply of retro games, meaning it looks like you could always find new games to play you did not know about as a child. And Bonda Show, thank you so much. Bonda Show was saying, I just came on here and saw this in my YouTube recommendations after playing Beyond Oasis on Genesis Mega Drive. Clearly not dead.
Yes, but the only reason we've been discussing this actually, Bondo Show, why you've been able to find it is because you're part of the hardcore, so you're already subscribed to this channel, so therefore you'll get notifications. What we was discussing earlier in the video with regards to its deadness is the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are suffocating the YouTube algorithm at present. So when I make my videos, they're currently going out to all subscribers, but they're not reaching the greater audience. So I'm not getting practically any new subscribers at the moment. I traditionally was getting 4,000 a month at the beginning of the year, and now I'm only getting 1,000 a month at present, and that's because my videos just aren't being suggested because the algorithm's too choked at the moment with modern stuff. But yeah.
RK Roz CST, thank you so much for your donation. He's saying, talking about the Xbox, the 360 is almost 20 years old now. Oh my God,
I know, it's ridiculous. There's a bigger gap between now and the release of the Xbox 360 and the gap between the release of the Super Nintendo and the 360. Don't you think that's crazy?
Oh God! Oh, that was that thing that you.
Yeah, Adam Koralik posted the meme of it, and I was really impressed.
Oh, Ted! Thank you.
You generous man,
You
sir.
lovely man, you. He's saying, can't think of an interesting question. Just want to say I really enjoy your content. Looking forward to the next Lady Decade video. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. You're all. House of the Ted is someone that I talk to all the time on Twitter as well. He's on. He's one of our lovely patrons as well. He's lovely.
Yeah, and by the way, this goes to everyone. I've got a Discord as well, and it's in the description. So if you want to talk to me throughout the week, I'm also on Discord all the time, and you can talk to the rest of the top hat gaming maniacs out there, brothers.
And Charlie Ward, thank you so much for your donation. Do your best voice of Guru Larry Kimmons Slopes. Go on. Oh, you do. Go on, have a go at it. Do it.
Okay.
Do an impression of Larry.
Okay. Hello, yo. I'm Guru Larry, and welcome to another exciting edition of Fact Hunt. Was that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Was that? Who are the others? Slopes Game Room.
And Kim.
Okay, how's Dan? I'm trying to think. What's his catchphrase? What's Dan's catchphrase? He's got one.
Oh, I don't know. I talk to him too much outside of.
Okay. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to the beginning. Was that okay?
Yeah. I think probably it could have been better.
It was alright.
Oh, True Sinister, thank you. True Sinister, you're saving us all from these terrible impersonations. You're British. Ever heard of the Acorn Archimedes?
I have indeed heard of the Acorn Archimedes. I do not own one, but it's one I'm familiar with. But I do have an Acorn Electron.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but
I thought we had an Acorn.
We've not got an Archimedes. We've got an Acorn.
Okay. Jay De La Quadra is saying, do you like what fighting games are going with the combo heavy and fancy moves gameplay?
Oh god, that's quite a tough question. I'm not much of a mechanics man, if that makes sense. I like everything that surrounds fighting games as much as I enjoy the games themselves. I'm very much a lore man, into the history of the genre, and giving a running commentary of everything that's happening. So I think when it comes to games in general, things should be kept fairly simple and not too contrived. So when it comes to fighting games, I like things to be based around Street Fighter 2. I'm very simplistic that way.
Sir Boring Old Farts here now as well. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hang on. We've answered that one for Jay, but thank you for popping that in again. I actually managed to catch a question for once. Miles is saying, I've got to go. Night, guys. Oh, thank you for coming in. Really
Okay.
appreciate that.
And keep see you later, Miles Powers. Keep fighting those damn Holocaust deniers.
Yes, that video was amazing. Christian Vasquez, thank you so much for your generous donation. Saying, nothing to ask, I just enjoy pre-existing content. Sorry to see the YouTube algorithm become a burden on you. Love from SoCal. Woo!
Thank you, Christian. It's a burden, but the way I look at it is, it's just life, isn't it? There's ups and downs in all jobs, so it's just part of the thing, isn't it? Oh well.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we've still got the core audience is still there.
Yeah, and I've got a Patreon, and that's the whole point.
And the memberships now.
And that's the whole point, isn't it?
Yes.
So that you can get through time like now. So yeah.
Okay, and then Acorn. Do you know what, Acorn? Because your name is highlighted for me, because you're one of our lovely members. Every time you say something to someone else, my eye gets drawn to it,
in green,
and then I keep going to read out what you've said, and then half the time is a private conversation you're having with someone else. So sorry about that. Has anyone else got any more questions? I'm just going to have a quick look on Patreon to see whether any more of our patrons have posted anything. Edward O'Reilly says, since we are approaching Christmas fast, have you, Mr. Top Hat or Mrs. Lady Decade, ever re-gifted a Christmas present that you want, need or liked? It doesn't have to be not gaming related. I re-gifted a C64 Mini to the above friend in search of a gaming chair. With work and a newborn baby, I didn't have the time to play with it properly. My friend grew up with a C64 and was a big fan. I've never personally actually given away any of my stuff as presents. I've never thought to do that before.
Regifting? No.
Oh, that's I suppose if you've got something that's special and really nice that you just don't use, then I suppose it would make sense. But we haven't really. I'm one of these awful people that I just get rid of stuff. So if it's not used,
I brought my cousin a second-hand game for his 21st birthday, where it wasn't just me. Me and a couple of other family members clubbed together and bought him a boxed copy of Earthbound for his present. So that's the closest to a regift. It's a second-hand gift, but a very cool second-hand gift, because
you'd never
my
give
older
him yours.
my older relatives just wanted to buy him a watch, and when I told him, he thought that was hilarious that he got Earthbound, that he might have got a watch.
oh God. Jay Della Quadra is saying, just realised, have you reviewed a home console yet?
What's that?
Have you reviewed a home console yet?
Read the question. Sorry, I drifted very slightly. What was the question?
Jay Della Quadra is saying, just realised, have you reviewed a home console yet?
Have I reviewed a home console? I've done lots of retrospectives on the channel on consoles in the past. If you check the playlists, there's a console history section, and you'll find lots in there.
Acorn is saying, giving my sister a GameCube and Smash Bros for Christmas this year as a surprise. That's really lovely. Oh, I bet she'll probably really love that. That's a really nice present.
GameCube is hot right now. Yeah, the Zoomers love it, don't they?
Okay, Ted is saying, have you got any more Portuguese mansions? Have any more Portuguese mansions caught your eye?
No, I literally want that one particular one. I've looked at lots, but I just desperately want that one. And by the way, I was telling everyone, it sounds ridiculous. Yes, I want this mansion. It sounds as ridiculous as when I watched that Game Theory video, and Matt Pat done his Poor Me video and says, I was only wanting to be on YouTube because I wanted to get my own private jet. And that was my goal the whole time, was to get. But yeah, when I say I want to get a mansion, I found basically out in Portugal this crumbling Fight Club style gigantic house, and it's only £74,000. So I'm tempted to sell this house, which is a small British house, and buy this giant rotting Portuguese property and do it up, and then live it have the Top Hat Gaming mansion, but it'd be really creepy like Dracula's place.
Charlie Ward, thank you so much for your donation. You have been so generous tonight. That's outrageous. Thank you. Charlie is saying, still playing the Wargroove, and it's free DLC.
I've only played Wargroove a little bit, and I couldn't get into it. But I only played it for a very short time, so maybe I'll give that another try. Thank you for reminding me that exists. That's the Fire Emblem-like game, what I've got on the Switch. And I only bothered playing it for a little bit, and I don't know why I didn't carry on. So
because
maybe I'll
I
try
took
that
the
again.
Switch off you to play.
Oh yeah, we've only got one Switch. She's right. That's what happens.
Oh, Bonda Show, thank you so much. Just became a Patreon supporter. Keep it up. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really, really lovely of you. Thank you. Right. Yeah. I'll have to log on to take a look. But yes, if you're $5 or more, we've already got some content up, which is exclusive for you to watch. Blaze Fielding.
The Blaze Fielding video and my video
5200.
on the Atari 5200. There's a new one going up every week on there.
What's the next one? Oh, is it the top?
I'm doing my top 10 favourite JRPGs that you need to play before you die.
Yeah, and then after that is Alan
The history of Alan Turing.
Yes. So, what else have we got on here? Max Cooper says Top Hat Gaming Mansion.
That's the plan.
I remember when you had this funny idea that you wanted to buy.
Yeah, when I was a smaller
van.
YouTuber and I wasn't thinking about buying a Top Hat Gaming mansion, I was thinking about buying a Top Hat Gaming van instead. So I could travel around and play games in my van, my Top Hat Gaming van.
I really wanted to get like a really decent sort of like ambulance or something and do one of those things where you turn it into like a secret camper van, because I just saw so many videos on stuff like that and I still love that sort of thing. but no, I was always shot down on that idea. And Jay De La Quadra is also saying, will you review more Guilty Gear games?
Possibly, yeah. I've only done the first one thus far, so yeah, why not? Yeah.
Makes sense
perhaps.
for you to do some more then.
Yeah, there's just so many fighting games out there. There's just millions. It's like a never-ending mission to get through them all. It's like...
Acorn is saying, yeah, definitely hitting Patreon.
Thank you.
Nice. Oh. And Graveyard Gamer 80 saying, what is your favourite game system of all time?
I answered this earlier. I think it's probably the 3DS at the moment. I think it's got a fantastic library, and the fact that it's portable as well gives it the extra oomph.
Do you know what? I don't know what just made me think of it, but do you remember when Street bought the PlayStation Classic or the emulator for it, but he paid like
£100.
£100.
What's that to do with anything?
I don't know. I literally don't know why that just came to mind. I think it's because I was thinking one of my favourite all-time consoles is the PlayStation. And I think that's probably just what made me think of it. So, yeah, there you go.
True Sinister says, I feel like the Top Hat Gaming Man sometimes opposes the consensus for the sake of doing so. Do you think I do that?
Yes. You're such a contrarian.
You feel I'm not a contrarian.
Yeah, you are. You say things.
You
say outrageous things on purpose because you think it's funny, and then you get this stupid look on your face.
I just feel things need analysing from different angles sometimes.
Oh, we've got a subscription, Game Nasty. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Who may or may not be watching this stream at present, and their name just popped up.
Oh, look. Trista's here.
Hello,
Hi,
Trista. How are we doing?
Oh, if you... Trista is an absolutely fantastic streamer on Twitch. She's also probably the best presenter I've ever met, and she's just absolutely lovely. And again, when I was saying earlier about Top Hat seems to have like an encyclopedic memory, again, she's so knowledgeable and so clever and really knows her thing. So if you're into anything 80s or the Atari Lynx or anything like that, honestly, find her on Twitch and you will not
just laughing at a comment down there.
oh, Trish, you're so lovely.
No, that one.
Oh yes, thank you, appreciate that, Trista. She's saying later decade, you're a contrarian, Top Hat. No, I'm not. Proving your point. Too right, thank you. Oh, I can hear a baby. Right, I will be back in a moment. Can you?
Okay, so I'm going to go solo for now, and if she does not make it back because of the baby, yes, I will have to retire, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm in the hot seat now, doing things solo. What have we got going on? And no, I am not a contrarian. Let's see if there's any questions. First question mark I see, I will answer a question. We've got one from Jay De La Quadra. I can't pronounce it as well as my wife, sadly. Controversial question. Are JRPGs out of fashion? In a traditional sense, I would say perhaps. You don't really get many simplistic turn-based games, but then again, Pokemon, you don't get more traditional and simplistic in terms of JRPGs than that game, do you? And that's still one of biggest selling franchises whenever they release a new game. So I'm going to say no, because Pokemon is still absolutely shit hot. Cosmic Wartoad has asked me to tell us a joke. So, Top Hatch joke time. What joke should I tell you all? I went to Blockbusters and asked, can I rent a copy of Batman Forever? And they said, no, you've got to give it back. Okay, there's my joke. The next question we've got from Sir Boring Old Fart, and he says, what systems you have most games and least games? Most games is probably the same system for most people because there were so many games released on the bloody device, and that's the PlayStation 2. I've got PlayStation 2 games coming out my bloody ears, and there we go.
Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. Not that any of you need to know this, but his dummy had fallen out of his mouth. That was literally it. So
You missed my amazing joke, by the way.
Oh God, what was it?
The Batman Forever one.
Oh no! Oh God! You're gonna start doing prequel jokes as well in a minute, aren't you?
Well, they're quotes. They're not really jokes. They're cultural quotes.
Auto Necro, thank you so much. Aldo has said, I liked your videos about the Philips CDI and the Mini. Do you think that the mini console trend was just a fad, or do you think we'll see more in the future?
It's a fad, but I do think it's going to continue for a while. They keep making them until they've basically made them covering all the systems that are easy to emulate. So yeah, I don't think it's over quite yet. This is where the fun begins.
And don't forget, everyone, if you've got questions, put at Top Hat Gaming Man first before you write your question out to help me, because I've not got my glasses on and it helps me to...
And if you've not done so, don't forget to go to my description. There is a link to my Discord which you can join, and then we can chat all week.
Oh, I've been totally forgetting to plug that. Yes, I've got I've put a link in there.
Ospeaking of that, can I just mention our bot's still not working?
Oh, I'll have to ask Daniel for help on that. Yeah, poor old Dan from Slopes Game Room. I had him on the phone for ages yesterday, talking me through how to set up this bot thing that would put all of our links up for us, and it's not worked.
No.
And poor old Dan. I'm going to phone him again and say, Dan.
Technical support.
Paul Thomas says, oh, hang on, Acorn said, oh, just reminded me I needed to check my Resi 4 PS2 game. Have you played many of the Resident Evil games?
Only the one on the 3DS, and that's because I love the 3DS. Nothing to do with Resident Evil.
Oh, I remember you playing that. No, I find Resident Evil far too scary. Okay, so what have we got here? Jay Della Quadra, what do you prefer, turn-based or action RPGs?
That really does depend on the game, doesn't it? There's some fantastic games in each genre, so I wouldn't say I prefer one or the other. It depends on what game we're talking about.
Okay. Bonza Show says, I thought she had a certain glow to her, then she stands up and she's a bit preggers. Thanks, congrats you two. Yes, I'm 31 weeks today. So, baby's due on the 30th of January. So, yeah, I'm suffering a little bit this time round. So, that's why I'm a bit like cumbersome when I get up and move around.
You're a beautiful human submarine.
I am, Mr. Bone. I just realised what I said.
What's that man called?
Ken Bone.
Ken Bone is his quote from the US election of 2016, the undecided voter.
He can bone. Studios, thank you. Thank you for your £5 donation. He's a big fan of yours.
Thank you, Core Dream Studios. I apologise that my wife has ruined the moment for you.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Okay. Right. Bonda Show says it's just hormones. Yeah. Oh, Tris is saying, what about a channel called a Top Hat Framing Man where you fix up pictures?
Yeah, could do that.
You could also frame people.
I could do the Top Hat Maiming Man channel where I take a baseball bat to people's knees.
Oh, I can't pronounce that name. There, can you read that?
No, it's in a strange.
Yeah, but anyway, what are your opinions on the Evercade?
It looks very cool. That's as far as it goes. I've never tried it out myself, but it does look cool. I really like the look of it now.
Okay, hang on. And Trista is saying your laugh is life, Lady Decade. Thank you. Sorry, I've been told before that I've got a bit of a dirty laugh, but I think that it depends on where I am. That laugh kind of like hurt a little bit. Oh, Shovel, thank you. Man Shovel is saying, enjoy a cup of chai, courtesy of my lovely wife Jessica. Favourite Sega Master System beat 'em up?
Master System beat 'em ups. To be honest, I've not played a great deal yet on that system. The only ones that spring to mind is the Double Dragon beat 'em up and Streets of Rage, which I looked at the other day. So, yeah, there's not really much more I can say about that one, unfortunately. But thank you for the kind donation.
Jay Della Quadra is saying, I'll be more specific, turn-based Final Fantasy or open-world action-based Final Fantasy?
If we're talking about Final Fantasy specifically, then definitely turn-based Final Fantasy, because I've had this argument before. Final Fantasy 15 isn't a Final Fantasy game because it isn't turn-based. It's a mana game. If it's an action RPG made by Square, they're meant to put mana in the title. Hence, yeah. So Secret of Mana, at one point in development, it's got chocobos and all of that, but it's not called Final Fantasy, is it? It's called Secret of Mana. So surely Final Fantasy 15 should be called, I don't know, something Mana. It's not a Final Fantasy.
Do you know, I can feel a rant video
Yeah,
coming out
I think
this.
I've ranted about this in the past, but yeah, I really don't agree with action Final Fantasy, because it's not a Final Fantasy game anymore, is it?
House of the Teds is laughing at me, me laughing, saying I'm wheezing. And Bonda Show is saying, no, Top Hat Maiming Man, and it's all about emulation.
Yeah.
Nice. We do know how you like to maim. Okay. Phil Chadwick, do you ever watch Mad Commodore? He posts videos of games from the C64.
I haven't seen that one, no.
Trista is saying Final Fantasy Remake being action, not turn-based, had me... Oh, Final Fantasy 7 Remake being action and not turn-based had me worried, but it does look nice. I've played it. I played it all the way through. And once I actually got my head around the mechanics, I actually liked it.
I just can't bring myself to play it on the basis that it only covers the Midka section of the story, and that's such a small part of the story
look.
that I haven't got an interest.
Charlie Ward, again, you are
A crazy person
you are
tonight.
Mr.
Thank
Moneybags tonight. Thank you. Really appreciate that. You are the captain of generosity. Did you hear about the two young Essex boys that were arrested? One drank battery fluid and the other ate a firework. When they got to the station, one was charged and the other was let. It's a story. It's like one of your dad's jokes. We're going to have to save that. So I can send it to your dad. I feel all hot now. Okay. Stop looking so bemused. I can't help if that's funny and I didn't realise what was going on. Graham Fandango says Top Hat Gaming Man should do the Top Hat Shaming Man, where you go around and shame anyone who walks around spitting or enjoys the music of Noel Edmonds. So I'd watch that.
I've got kind of a similar concept for a show I'd like to do after I get to 100,000 subscribers, where I wanted to do Top Hat Gaming Man's YouTube Nightmares, where I basically go around the planet. I find channels who are struggling with just a couple of hundred subscribers, but they think they're doing everything right, but in actuality they're doing everything wrong. And I just the video is just me shouting at them and calling them, just swearing at them loads about what they're doing wrong with their channel. What do you think? That's a good idea?
I think that worked when you had a really over the top crazy strong gimmick, and I think you'd have to make it work, you'd have to really lay it on thick again.
Up.
Totally. But you'd also have to be prepared for the fact that people will think you're a total bastard all over again. But then how much of a face is Gordon Ramsay?
Everyone loves Gordon Ramsay.
Everyone loves Gordon Ramsay, and he is like a total face, but he's such a heel in these programs. Okay, Mr. 77469 says, can you do a story on the PC game series called Crusader No Remorse and Crusader No Regret?
I will look into them. I will try to. Anyway, it's a lot to remember.
Charlie Ward is saying, She was almost about to believe it. I was believing it. I wondered where it was going until the end. Your dad would really, really like that joke. I'm going to have to now go, after all of this is done, I'm going to have to go back through and copy and paste it and send it to him. He'll really, really like that.
I want to answer Apple's question there. He says, what's the best Atari game on any system ever? And what's the best Atari console computer? My favourite Atari game ever is a very obscure one. I believe there's only a couple of copies of the game in existence, but you can emulate it. There's a fantastic Jewish game known as Red Sea Crossing, where it's a very simple rudimentary platformer where you play as Moses, but it's actually really, really good for such for a game on that system. I find it really addictive. Just a high score. You get a point basically for every obstacle you jump over. It's a bit bit trip runny, I suppose. Only you control the pace you move. I really like that one though.
Oh, didn't we buy a load of Bible games when we was in Florida once?
Yeah, I've got some of the blue Bible games for the NES.
But another game that you're absurdly good at for no reason at all is Marble Madness.
I can complete Marble Madness. Yeah, I can beat Marble Madness.
Okay. So Mr. 77469, can you do a video on a PC game called Wrath of the Gods? I've not heard of that. What's that?
I'm not sure. I'm not no expert on PC gaming specifically. If we're talking about what do we call them? What do we call it?
What do you mean, as in Windows games?
IBM compatibles. I think that's the better word
Okay.
rather than saying PC. Because if someone says PC, they can mean an Amstrad, a Commodore, an Amiga. Don't know what they're talking about. An IBM compatible, I think he means.
Rulo says, do you own an Asda 95, which is a Famicom clone?
I do not. No, I don't have many family clones at all, actually.
Ted is saying to both of us, what is the funniest YouTube video you've seen? Titanic by JonTron really, really makes me laugh. Just for that one line where he goes, the bougiest of beat 'em ups. Just because it reminds me of Seabass. That's it.
Yeah, JonTron definitely goes to some crazy lengths for comedy in his videos.
Yeah, he is
Like
really
he does
funny.
the most outrage. He makes the effort just for throwaway lines. It's crazy.
It's fantastic, really, isn't it? I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I find really, really funny. Just the really old Ego Raptor Awesome Series cartoons. I used to absolutely cry laughing at those. Some of those were so funny. And can you think of anything else that was really funny on
YouTuber
YouTube?
specifically? Thing was pretty funny. Who was that guy? Grade A, Under A.
Oh my god, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, gutted he doesn't still make anything. But his channel's still up, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Oh well,
Well,
if
maybe
anyone
so.
gets a chance, take a look at Grade A, Under A.
The humour might be dated by now. That was maybe it was quite a few years ago, but it might
Yeah,
still be
fair
funny.
enough.
I've not watched it in a long time.
I suppose if you can watch it through that lens, though, then it would still be really, really funny. Okay.
Ray are reviewing. We need more handhelds around the world. Yeah, once this pandemic's over, I'd love to. I pointed out to him on Twitter earlier today that he's had one of his videos made that under 18s can't watch it, and it had been demonetized, and he couldn't work out why, because all he'd mentioned was something about Pippa Middleton, but I revealed to him it could be because Pippa means blowjob in Greek.
Oh.
And I said, I'm not joking, that is Pippa means blowjob in Greek.
Oh god. Twerk to Spec. Thank you very much for your donation. Twerk says, Dead sounds like my ex-wife. Hello, she actually left. Love you though, Hat Daddy. It's so Ricky Gervais, isn't it? It's the most Ricky Gervais thing I've ever read. Do you like that? Oh, Lady Decade, are you a fan of Mr. Bean?
I am.
I'm actually not. I really, really actually do struggle with a lot of comedies that I don't find them funny. I think it's a lot of comedies that you get are sort of like American sarcastic things. Like I'm one of these people that I just don't find Friends funny. I don't enjoy it. I only really like stuff like Father Ted and the IT Crowd and Will Ferrell. and that's about it. I find those sort of things funny. Can you think of anything else that I found funny?
Do you like The Office or not?
Do you know what? It makes me cringe too much. I prefer Ricky Gervais's stand-up, where he's just really, really ultra savage, to be honest with you. Charlie Ward is saying hat daddy, top hat gaming man hat daddy. Hat daddy.
Gaming hat, top hat man here.
Hat daddy. Oh, I do like in oh, hang on. Charlie Ward, Fawlty Towers, actually. Monty Python. I will never stop finding that funny. Anything Monty Python, anything John Cleese, anything like that. I find really, really, really funny, actually. So good shout there. Sir Boring Old Fart is saying a Game Grumps animation called Mist is one of the funniest videos I've seen in a long time. I haven't seen that.
I've not either.
I do like Game Grumps, even without JonTron. What else have we got? Oh, Raya reviewing Ricky Gervais's Derek was hilarious. You watched all of that, didn't you?
Derek, I think I only watched a couple of episodes. I need to see that one.
Oh, Core Dream Studios, thank you so much. What is both of your favourite 5 video games?
Okay, there's a joint one but there's a few joint ones what we really love. That's probably the best way of answering this because we both like so many games. Xenoblade Chronicles, I said we're both a big fan of that.
Yeah. I think that Xenoblade Chronicles is my number 1 favouriteest game ever.
I'd say we're both fans of the original Final Fantasy VII. Would you get that?
Yep, totally. I really love The Witcher 3, but
I've never even played it. Not to my taste.
What's another game that I said to you? Oh, you've got to have a go at this, and you never. Oh yeah, Skyrim. You hate Skyrim, but I love it.
I don't like this modern nonsense, people.
Oh, Hobby Hands, thank you for your $5 donation. American here. Don Tootin. Oh no, it was like what in tarnation?
What in tarnation? That's the most American thing someone can say, in my opinion.
Yeah. American here. I love Red Dwarf. Yes, Red Dwarf is hilarious. Mr. Bean, The Young Ones, but can't get into the new Doctor Who. I've never been able to get into Doctor Who.
A lot of my friends try and tell me I'm too much like Arnold Rimmer. Do you agree with that?
Oh God, yeah, you are. Especially what is it when he's Duke? That's you. You smoked me a kipper.
No, that's not. That's Duke. That's his.
That's his.
That's him from an alternative universe.
Yeah, smoke me a kipper. I'll be back in the morning.
Duke's the name. He lies to a woman and says that's his name.
Yeah.
To sound cool.
What was it? What was
He says my name's Rimmer, but people call me Duke, and he's just lied.
That one called Duke. Oh
Well, in terms of core dreams, in other games we both really love, Ni no Kuni. That's brilliant, isn't it? That's brilliant.
Yes, Ni no Kuni is amazing, actually.
But I'd say that's JRPGs is the one genre we both really love.
Yes,
so.
definitely. I'm trying to think if there's any other games off the top of my head that I really love. I tend to go blank.
Tetris, we both love Tetris.
I do love Tetris, but
That's
I
4.
don't like Tetris 99 though. I only like proper Tetris on the Game Boy. That's my favourite.
Yeah, that's 4 that I'd say we mutually enjoy.
Trying to think if there's anything else, but I've just seen
Fire Emblem. That's
yes, Fire Emblem.
The newest one.
Yeah.
All of them, but yeah.
Yeah, basically the Fire Emblems for me on the DS onwards, I absolutely love. Disco Phil says, do you ever mod any of your consoles?
Not. I soft mod them. So, for example, I'll install like the homebrew channel and stuff on the Wii, and I will break the region locks on my NESs, like manually with like clip them out, but not overly, I guess. A little bit. I dabble.
Justin is saying it's not like in modern games a sign of aging, like not keeping up with music.
Potentially.
That not keeping up with music is me all over. I appreciate that. Trista's saying that's Ace from Ace and Duke. Yeah. My name's Rim. My friends call me Duke. No one does. That's so funny. James Bond is saying, if the McDonald's main men got back together, which songs did they cover?
Oh God, we've had a lot of controversial ideas in the past, which I'm not going to even reveal
No.
because they don't fly anymore.
I think the only one that you can say is "Get the Dogs." That was the only one that was a working title.
We was going to do Gangster's Paradise as well as Seaside Paradise, about basically wasting your life living in a little seaside town.
Do you know what? They actually got like death threats from. There's a council estate in a big town near us, which is happens to be the largest council estate in the whole of the UK, and they've got a gang there who actually went on the YouTube channel thinking it was serious and posted death threats, saying they were going to come and beat them up, not realising it was all a joke. That actually happened. It was really ridiculous. Really fun. Oh, Charlie! Like, if Orb was here, he'd say you're at the top of the list.
Yeah, we don't do the list.
No, we don't
thank
do the
you.
list, but amazing. What's Pixel Zombie Sprite from, which pops up when you get a donation? Just curious. Oh, yeah, so when you get the donation, the zombie that comes up.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. How did
That
you
must-
make that?
I have no idea how that got there. to be honest.
Is it like a set thing that's on OBS?
Yeah, I just copied and pasted one of the existing templates, and then I just edited it, and I obviously forgot to change that bit. So I
Yeah.
don't know where it's from.
I don't know. I've not. No. Are you implying we're all zombies? Homebrew we for the win. Oh, you love your.
I do. Yeah, that's what I was
homebrew.
discussing earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Bondo Show said shows I used to watch were Misfits and Skins. While I'm American, one of my best mates lives in Milton Keynes, but is from Nottingham. Been almost 10 years since I visited. Okay. I haven't watched Misfits or Skins.
No,
That's basically the same cast, isn't it, in both?
I think so. I did work with one of them though. Robert, what's his face?
Sheehan.
Yeah, when I was working in film for a short period as a production runner, Robert Sheehan was one of the cast members. So I've worked with him.
Yeah, what's that? He's in the Umbrella Academy now. He's just obviously just doing really, really well in his
Yeah, he's done
career.
well. Yeah, he was pretty much it wasn't a nobody when I worked with him, but he'd just been in Skins, and it wasn't a massive deal back then. Either that, I'm just out of touch with culture. And
No, I think it's
just
you're out
me.
of touch with culture because everybody that I was friends with in college was obsessed with watching Skins and Misfits. Misfits, that's that Nick Nolte instead, though, isn't it? That's not Robert Sheehan, but I think he might be in both actually. I'm getting carried away now. Justin is saying, if you had the room, would you get arcade machines? Oh my god!
Absolutely, but it's not just the room. It's I kind of have got the room to get a few. I guess I wanted
No,
to,
we don't.
but it's the money. They're expensive, so that's why.
And we
more than
don't
anything
have
else,
the room.
Yeah,
We
they're
don't
expensive,
have the
aren't they?
room. This is why we need that decrepit mansion.
Yes.
Because
Top
then
Hat
we can
Gaming
have the
Mansion.
room. And then I can have my parts of the house and you can have yours.
Yes.
And we can have the mutual parts of the house.
Sounds good.
Apple says, have you ever heard of the Enterprise 128 microcomputer? Apparently it has a port of R-Type.
No, it's not one I'm familiar with actually.
Man Shovel, thank you. Man Shovel is saying, I loved the River City Ransom video. Are there any other plans to cover the Kunio-kun series in the future?
100%. To be honest with you, for a little while I thought that might be a one and done, because I thought, wow, that video has had underperformed and has only had minor views, but it wasn't. That's been the start of the downturn for retro, whilst the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 have been getting all the hits. So absolutely I will be doing more Kunio-kun games, 100%, probably soon.
Nostalgia Nerd, hello! How are you? How are you? You don't like my high-pitched voice now? I don't know where that just came from. Nostalgia...
But he says, is this news official? Do I need to change jobs?
Yes.
Yes, the news is official. Retro gaming is dead. However, I did clarify that it's only temporarily dead. It will be resuscitated, hopefully, and will come back to life. So yeah.
And obviously we're the authority on this,
Yeah.
not anyone
Yeah.
else.
So no job centre for you yet.
Yet. David Braun says, are you two going to try Cyberpunk 2077 with all the hype around? I think I probably will, because I do love CD Projekt Red. So for me, I've got incentive to try it. And I haven't got a problem with games being held back if it's on the basis that it's being finessed.
Do you think I'd enjoy playing a modern game?
No.
No. Why?
Because you don't. You only like modern...
Why do you think I
rehash.
don't like modern games?
Because you're a cantankerous old git.
Yeah, but what's it about them you think I don't like?
They're new. you don't like change.
But you come in here young.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir Boring Old Fart says, dad joke here. One, I've never wanted to believe that my dad was stealing from his old job as a road worker. But when I got home, all the signs were there. Oh my God, that's another one your dad would like. Oh dear. Nostalgia Nerd saying, hello peeps. Hello at Tristabytes. Yes, I am. Charlie Ward has said, you should change the name of this stream to Retro Will Live On.
That I can use that for next week, so thank you.
Yeah.
That could be next week's
That's
video.
Good shout. James Bond wants to know favourite wrestling game?
Oh, I've been thinking about doing a video on this actually shortly. It's WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. Not just the best wrestling game ever made, but the best Nintendo 64 game ever made. It's aged like an absolute fine wine. Like games of Mario 64 and GoldenEye are rough around the edges today, but No Mercy's never been topped in the field of wrestling. Absolutely awesome experience, very arcadey. It's great.
Cosmic Wartoad is saying, have you tried any Lovecraftian games?
I don't even know what that is.
No, so. It's a horror genre.
Ah, yeah.
So-
Horror's not really a genre for me.
No, but basically it's games which kind of emulate the storytelling of H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
So yeah, just basically spooky games. And I know about those because, as I mentioned earlier, I really love Gab Smulders, and she basically does a lot of horror let's plays, and she covers a lot of Lovecraftian games. So that's why I know what those are, because I just really enjoy her playthroughs of them. They're really nice. Nostalgia Nerd is saying, if I kept my golden spoon, this could have all worked out differently. I've still got my golden spoon. It's downstairs.
No, you haven't, and that's probably why we've aren't making the money at the moment, because I put
because
it in.
you washed the paint off of it.
So now it's just the functioning spoon, which we can actually use as
It
part
was-
of our cutlery, and we don't have to buy our own wooden
It was
spoon.
in the toy box with George's toys, and then Richard came across it, thought George had taken it from the kitchen,
I just thought it was a regular spoon.
and then put it in the dishwasher, and half the paint's come off. So now it's sitting in with all of my other utensils, and I can't use it because it's got paint on it. But it hasn't got enough paint on it to warrant still being a bloody golden spoon. No, like Silent Hill shattered memories right there. So Boring Old Fart says, what's your opinion of Paper Mario?
I absolutely adore the one on the GameCube, and I really like the one on the Nintendo 64. I think it's all downhill past that point. But the first two, absolutely amazing, in my opinion.
You're so nerd saying washing that paint off that spoon has doomed us all. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. Wreck my spoon. Wreck retro gaming. Wreck the impressions.
It's
and
only in a coma. It's
algorithm.
not. Well, it's dead at the moment, so it's in a coma basically. It will be resuscitated a few weeks.
Well, yeah. It might, well, is that going to take you a few weeks to get down to B&Q to go get me some gold spray paint so I can fix the spoon?
That's what Patreon's for.
Twerk to spec. You've become a member. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. So you get VIP access now
You do indeed.
up on Discord. So we shall see you over there.
Although we updated the Patreon
Yeah, so what's
tiers,
it
it's
say?
come up welcome to every little help tiers, but I updated. those.
Did you hit publish on that?
I had to hit publish.
Yes, I did say to you this morning.
Oh.
When the
Well, you're going to get even more reward incentives than what it actually states on there, because I've not hit the publish button, but you're going to get more than what it actually says you're going to get. So
yeah.
that's what I say.
Oh dear, I can't believe you didn't hit publish. I actually do it genuinely.
Why didn't you
did
hit publish? You need to
Because
hit
you've been
publish.
working all day on YouTube.
I didn't know that you need. I
can't
thought we'd
believe
already done
you.
that.
Oh, no, okay. Nostalgia Nerd says, you're using the golden trophy spoon as a utensil? No,
That's how I
it's just,
roll.
no, no. If you actually use that in our food, you're going to give, like, all of us some kind of, like, metal poisoning, because it shouldn't be even in... I'm going to have to take it out and put it back in the toy box. Mad Cat is saying, the zombie sprite is from an Android game called Dead Ahead. Oh, nice. Okay, so we know where that's from. And
Knowledge is power. Thank you.
yes. DJB says, can you please review Base Wars for the NES one day? PS, watch Lovecraft Country. So I appreciate being pointed out.
Base Wars, a baseball game.
Oh, do you know it? And Joel Hernandez has become a member.
Oh, thank you.
So yes, Joel. Yes, we'll hit publish as soon as we finish doing the stream.
You'll see you've got some more rewards
Yeah.
than what you're getting at the moment.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it, because at the moment it's all.
Can we hit
incorrect.
publish now? Like, does it work? Can we do both simultaneously? We can
Should
change
be
those.
able to, if you can keep
Yes,
an eye
I
on
can
chat
do
over
that.
there for me, and I can. send
Antonio,
you this.
Sergio, Sarah says, "Hey, cheers from Portugal. That's the next place we want to go. Hopefully, that's the plan. Where we got any questions here? Trista Bite says, "I will report back. You destroyed the famed golden spoon in this way. Travesty." That's what
Do you know
happens.
what? I'll send you a picture of it. I'll put a picture in the chat, on our chat, Trista, and I'll show you what he's done to my prize. Do you know what? I shoved over Sorax Space and Gaming Muso. I fought tooth and nail for that golden spoon. I encouraged Asobi Tech to cheat. I encouraged Nostalgia Nerd to cheat. And I was roughy tufty because I knew that the men wouldn't be roughy tufty back to get that golden spoon. And he's bloody washed it and wrecked everyone's YouTube channel as a result.
Well, if you used the dishwasher yourself and never asked me to use the dishwasher,
You cheated.
then obviously
How
there wouldn't be any
dare
issues.
you?
There wouldn't be any issues.
You don't even load it properly. No, you can always tell if he's loaded the dishwasher because he's done wrong.
Exactly. So you can't 100% blame me.
I can. You don't just get out of the kitchen. It's not for you.
Thank you.
Well, I can't remember what I'm doing now. You're making me feel like hot and red, and Larry's here as well.
I cleaned my Amstrad in a dishwasher once.
God. Top 5 ways to clean your stuff that you shouldn't do.
Are you going to do that as a video live, a fact hunt? What was your suggestion? Top 5 ways to clean things in the dishwasher, what you really shouldn't.
Oh my god. Right, hang on.
Justin, he's got a good point. There's no way to load a dishwasher wrong. Is there?
Yes,
Is there?
there is. There absolutely is. Publish changes. Everyone who's just become a member, I've just published the changes. If you go back on there, you'll now see the changes. Your the name of it has changed. So it'll be either early access tier, exclusive content tier, shout out tier, or channel executive tier. And if you take a look in there, it will have on there all of the rewards that you get, which is more than what you thought you was getting a couple of minutes ago. DJB, thank you very much
For 10 Canadian dollars.
Nice.
Thank you.
Canadian dollars.
Yes.
Oh, I want to go back to Canada so bad.
Yeah,
I would really, really love to go back to Canada.
I liked Canada in the brief time we spent there.
It was so lovely there. That's one of my favourite countries.
Joel Hernandez's question. Top Hat, have you ever got in trouble over a game in your childhood? In trouble over a game.
I've been in trouble over a game.
Explain.
Oh, it's just me and my sister had The Sims on Windows, and we also had Roller Coaster Tycoon, and had several other PC games. And then my sister sold them on eBay without telling me, and they weren't just hers to sell. And then she kept the money all for herself. And then I kicked off and might have hit her. And then I got in trouble for losing my rag.
Well, I can think of an example where me and my brother had a fight over games. He told me he had deleted my 100 Jiggy save file on Banjo Kazooie. So I was fuming. So straight away I got a copy of Mario 64 out, and then I deleted his 120 star file on Mario 64. And then he cried because he said he was only winding me up,
Oh,
and he hadn't really deleted my file.
Oh no!
So he hadn't really deleted mine. He was just trying to wind me up, but it resulted in his file actually getting deleted.
Oh no! Oh no! You horrible bastard!
Well, it's not though, isn't it? It's like telling someone, "Oh, I have pressed the red button. Nuclear bomb is coming to your country now." Oh, fine.
That's not
That is
comparable.
literally what happened, isn't it?
You can't compare. You can't compare nuclear warfare.
It's exactly the
to
same.
deleting a Jiggy save.
Well, if you say
states.
you've done it, then I'm going to assume it's been done. So I'm obviously going to have to
You're so black
launch a
and white.
counter strike, aren't I?
You are so black and white.
It's a counter strike.
We did 16personalities.com recently, like a personality test, and his personality came up as being architect. So if you get a chance to have a look on 16personalities.com and at the personality for architect, you will see why he is the way he is. Because there is just like a serious like bastardness about you sometimes.
There were some really great leaders who I share a personality with, apparently.
Yeah, Vladimir Putin is one of them. Like, you can go on there, and it says people who you share your personality with. For the record, my personality came up as being a protagonist. I share a personality type with Barack Obama. So just to put that.
Although apparently I share a personality. There's a woman who has the same personality type as me on the list.
She's not real. It's
No.
Katniss Everdeen out of the flipping Hunger Games series. Isn't a real person.
Yeah, but they also have Michelle Obama on there as well.
Yes, that's
So
true.
we're a good match, really.
Yeah, it does actually say that personality-wise that we actually do make a really good
So
match.
you're Barack Obama, I'm Michelle.
I'm Barack Obama and you're Vladimir Putin.
Still works.
Only if you're Donald Trump. I'm not Donald Trump.
Let's see if we got any gaming questions. Need to stop the nonsense.
Okay, Aswad says, have you ever played Tecmo World Wrestling on the NES? It's my personal favourite of all time wrestling game.
When it comes to NES wrestling games, I agree. It's great. I've got a nice boxed copy here. I don't know if I can spot it. How quick am I at spotting games? I can see it.
I'm just going to
Here we go.
say,
Lovely jubbly.
Ted has said, only a Sith deals in absolutes.
That is true.
You are such a Sith.
Who's doing just absolutes?
You are such a Sith. You are literally, you've even got a Palpatine flipping hood, cape thing, hanging up in the other room. Nostalgia says, I mean, none of this surprises me. Do you know what, Nostalgia Nerds? I would love it if you did this personality test. I would love to know what it comes out as on your personality. I'll put it in that chat that I've got with you lot. Joel Hernandez is saying, I wish I shared a personality with Putin. Larry is saying it was Moonwalker. Oh god. Teresa is saying Lady Decade is broken again. Reboot. Dear Trista, I cannot wait to see you and Aravel again in real life. Just spend some time with some of my lovely girlfriends. It'd just be so nice to see you. Joel Hernandez is saying express music yourself. Oh, sorry, that's another. Oh, look, see, I'm getting confused.
Maybe
again
getting a bit
with
tired
reading
now.
things. Yeah, maybe. Okay, what have we got? Trista White is saying, I need to head off, but so lovely to see you both. You are awesome. Oh, not as awesome
You
as
too.
you. You are the most awesome. Okay, Joel is saying, you heard about Mario 3 becoming a top expensive? A tad.
Mario 3's become expensive. No, but it doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Don't forget, everyone, if you've got a question, put at Top Hat Gaming Man first, because I haven't got my glasses on, so it helps me to be able to spot the meter in
James
the chat.
Bond has asked, in your opinion, what has been the most overhyped game or lived up to your expectation? What's been really overhyped? In my opinion, a lot of people love it, But for me, it was Breath of the Wild. I got really, really excited about that game, and it just played. Once I got it, it just felt like your prototypical sandbox, next gen, modern game, and I just didn't like it. It didn't feel like a Zelda game to me. Like people got excited about climbing up mountains and buildings and stuff, like as if it's this new impressive thing when you've been able to do it in stuff like Assassin's Creed for years and explore worlds in Skyrim. Why
Yeah,
just
but-
because it's happening using a Link 3D model does that make it more exciting all of a sudden?
But you need to look at it through the lens of a Nintendo fanboy.
But I was a Nintendo fanboy at one
No,
point.
you've never been a Nintendo fanboy. Not
In
like
my
the-
childhood, I only had a Super Nintendo, and that was it in my home at one point.
Yeah, but not as an adult. You've not been one. You've been subject to too much abuse from Nintendo fanboys.
Yeah.
So, Manshovel is saying, I actually bought Tecmo World Wrestling after watching your video.
Oh, excellent!
I actually busted it out yesterday and had a riot. Great game and cheap.
It's good, isn't it?
Antonio Sergio Serra says, Retro is following the same path as vinyl records. It is becoming a fashion that is attracting people more for the sake of economic investment and status than pure entertainment. And Apple is saying, did you ever own the Commodore 64? Was Commodore really more popular than Apple back in the 80s, considering Apple is one of the biggest companies and Commodore is dead?
Absolutely. Just because something was popular at one point and not popular now, yeah, Commodore was bloody huge. It was the most popular home computer format at one point, wasn't it?
Is Commodore the one with the hilarious advert that went,
Yeah. Are you keeping up with the Commodore?
yeah.
'Cause Commodore's keeping up with you.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? Because the Commodore is keeping up with you. It's on YouTube. You can search the advert. It's really funny.
It's amazing.
Okay, DJB. A copy of Mario 3 was sold for 156 grand. You're joking. That's not real.
Yeah, one of those sealed copies because sealed people are crazy when it comes to sealed games.
Oh, Daniel's here. Hello, Daniel.
Hello. Just to let you know, Slopes and Larry, since you're both here, someone paid me earlier to do impressions of both of you. How good is that?
Luckily, well, an impression of Kim was requested as well, but luckily we didn't have to suffer through that one.
Yeah, but it's hard just to do an impression of Kim because I can't think of any established catchphrases she's got. Can you?
No, not really. No, she's... No, I can't think of any, really. I think I can't do impressions to save my life as it is. Nostalgia Nerd is saying C64 is still the biggest selling home computer. Joel Hernandez is saying, anything you think about the Ogre Battle series?
Ogre Battles. Not played it before.
Oh, Larry is saying, I wish someone would pay me to do impressions of me. Oh, Larry. Oh, Carl Scott is saying, any thoughts on the Saudi prince acquiring the major stake
Yeah,
in
we
SNK?
mentioned this earlier actually in the same stream. I just put two and two together. This prince has bought the majority share in SNK, and this is also the same prince who pays Vince McMahon ridiculous large sums of money to run huge wrestling shows out in Saudi Arabia. And recently they've been making those mobile games, haven't they? King of Fighters cross WWE. So I wonder if there's any link between any of that going on. I'll be interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah, the next bit of news is going to be Saudi prince buys WWE. Or something
Wouldn't surprise
like that.
me, to be honest.
Or goes into 50% partnership with Vince McMahon. Oh my god. Apple is saying, oh, hang on, Nostalgia Nerd. Oh, hang on, Novabug's here. Hello. Oh,
Hello, Mr. Bug.
Hello, how are you? Nostalgia Nerd is saying, I can. I can't read that. It's got some naughty words on it. Apple is saying, is Daniel Ibbotson and Larry Bundy the same person?
Yes, he's using one of these. Must be a sock puppet account, so he's posting with two at the same time.
Yeah, we're not actually sure who is real and who is not real. Even though we've met them both in real life.
I've never met them both at the same time, though. To be honest, never.
Ooh,
I've never met them at the same time.
plot twist. Nostalgia Nerd saying those were Kim's catchphrases, by the way, for context. Okay. So, TJB is saying, any thoughts on Chrono Trigger ever getting a remake? Oh, I'd love that.
Chrono Trigger,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be amazing, especially if they kept it being.
I keep meaning to play Trials of Mana. I've got that on the Switch and I've not got round to it yet.
You'll never get the Switch until I've finished
I know, that's the
playing
problem.
Xenoblade.
Need to buy 2 Switches, really.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, Christmas is coming.
I've already got your present.
I can have another present.
Maybe.
Yeah. Charlie Ward is saying, you ever played the Fire Pro wrestling game on the PS2?
I haven't played a great deal of Fire Pro yet. The Japanese stuff is the stuff I've not really had the opportunity
Is that like
to play
a firefighting game, like that game you love?
No, Fire Pro Wrestling.
Oh!
Yeah, more wrestling games.
Okay.
Japanese wrestling games. You're thinking of the Fireman, which is a fantastic Super Nintendo game.
Super Ryushu is saying, what do you think of new games being produced for consoles such as the Sega Master Systems, Silver Valley, the Sega Mega Drives, Xenocrisis, or Tanglewood? I love Tanglewood. I want Tanglewood.
Yeah, I like I've got Xenocrisis and I do like that. I've got 2 copies as well. They kindly sent me a Mega Drive copy and a Dreamcast copy, which is very cool.
Oh, sorry, Larry just said, isn't there a load of Saudi money in AEW?
Most likely. I can't keep track.
I want to know about that now. We'll have to Google that later.
There's Saudi money everywhere. They've got a lot of money. Simple as that.
You have this fantastic way of making me feel really thick on occasions. There's Saudi money and everything. Oh,
because they've got oil.
I didn't know that. Joel Hernandez says, happy 20th year for Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross. I have got Chrono Cross, but I bought it in America 4 years ago and I've still not got around to playing it.
Does our American PS1 even work, or did it break?
Yeah, it broke, so I need to get it fixed. I keep meaning to, never get round to it.
Yeah, Larry is saying the arcade game Champion Wrestler is a bit of an overlooked gem, even lets you play as Restan. Don't say anything's a hidden gem, because then Metal Jesus Rocks will get onto that and it suddenly goes shooting up in so much value that no one else will be able to buy it ever again. Sir Boring Old Fart saying Chrono Trigger is perfect as is if they only release it on PS4.
What on PS4?
Chrono Trigger. Well, yeah, if they just released it as is on the PS4.
Yeah, I think
Be fine, wouldn't it? They released Secret of Mana and all of that just as they are on the PS4, and they're all perfect. Don't forget to put at Top Hat Gaming Man at the beginning of your question so that I can see it easier. So, Charlie Ward, Lady Decade, true about Metal Jesus. So, I'm not going to make us any friends on here, am I? I'm going to fucking go. Like, lots of people really like him, don't they? So I really shouldn't be so scathing. So
Wiz Gamer, hello. He says Top Hat Gaming Man. Have I lost it already?
Oh, where?
I feel like the screen just went whoop and it's gone.
Oh, where was it?
I don't know.
Shall I go? Hang on, let me see if I can.
Very strange. It's just down there, I think.
Where?
My eyes have gone all odd.
Wiz Gamer too.
What's your favourite game of the 80s? Oh, God. 80s specific. 80s specific. I'm a very big fan of Marble Madness. I can play the hell out of that. And it's really cliche and really obvious. Obviously, just Super Mario Brothers from 1985. A perfect game for anyone.
I can only think of no games from the 80s because I was born in 1989.
That's very silly. You love Tetris.
I do love Tetris. Charlie Ward is saying, oh no, I've already read that, sorry. Max Cooper is saying, don't mention Mental Jesus, you'll summon him.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Oh, Goku's here. Hello, Goku. Evening, everyone. Apple is saying, if you were the CEO of Sega, what would you do in terms of business decisions right now? I personally can't speak for right now, but going back a few years, I would not let Sega of Japan dictate what can and can't be done, and I would not be adding peripheral after peripheral after peripheral after peripheral, and we'll sell this and we'll sell that, and then just have everything flop. No.
But then you could argue the case from Sega of Japan's point of view that it's Sega America fucking everything up.
Well, yes and no. They just
Like,
shouldn't
why
have had
could
different departments.
why in Europe?
They should have just had one department making decisions, not two departments butting heads. That's where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have had that at all. Because you don't get that kind of nonsense out of Nintendo.
Just a question from Charlie Ward I want to miss. Any past YouTubers you miss? I miss seeing Alpha Omega Sin's rants and putting the world to rights. Haha. I really used to like
Spoony.
Spoony. That is a good one. Yes, Spoony. The Spoony experiment, absolutely. But what I was going to say is Clan of the Grey Wolves, and he's 16-bit gems as well. I thought that was a good channel. And Grey Day Under A. He was funny.
Definitely Grey Day Under A.
That's
but...
three that who are gone, who are good.
Why did he leave YouTube?
I think he's just a bit mental, to be honest. That's just what I could. That's what I heard anyway.
What do you mean, as in like a genius? Like just one of these like crazy geniuses? I wouldn't have been surprised if he was like a crazy genius. He was really clever. Yeah. Horizon Brave is saying, what game would you like to see a full-on budget documentary about?
What game would you like to see a full-on budget
full budget documentary, like something your brother could produce?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's only one game, it's got to be something underrepresented, I guess. What deserves being spotlighted? Not a particular game, but a full budget documentary on just the gaming side of Alan Turing's career. So, what's the name of his game? Something chess.
Oh, Turo Champ.
Turo Champ. That's what the first ever.
Turo Champ.
Yes, I would like to see a video, a full-blown documentary covering that, because it was the first ever computer game in development. So just focused on that, because, like I said, there's stuff out there on Alan Turing's career, but not on that specific facet of his career.
Joel Hernandez going, R.I.P. Sega Dreamcast. I like how you typed it. Nova Buggy is saying Spin Dizzy is better than Marble Madness. Prove me wrong.
I do like Spin Dizzy, actually. That was one of my childhood games. I do like Spin Dizzy. Blago Miodeo says, I'm happy to see Top Hat and his lady. Warm greetings from Russia.
That's
I
cool.
love your Terranigma review. It's great. Thank you. And greetings from the UK.
Yes. He has the same personality as Putin.
Apparently, according to my personality test.
Graveyard Gamer says, do you ever play new games for old systems like NES, Genesis, etc.? Like homebrews?
A little bit. Like what was the game we were talking about earlier? Xenocrisis. Got a copy of that on the Dreamcast and on the Mega Drive. So yeah, a little bit. Dabble in that.
Apple is saying, how disappointing was Shenmue 3? Not a bad game, just disappointing. We've not had a go on it.
No, and...
backed it.
I backed it, and I've got a copy, but I've almost been put off by it. I'm scared to play it, because for years and years and years, I wanted to see how Shenmue ends after playing Shenmue 2, and now I've got Shenmue 3, and I heard in all the reviews that it ends on a cliffhanger. Again, what's the point in playing a game where you don't get to see the ending? It's the same reason I've got no interest in playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, because that ends on a cliffhanger and you don't get an end to the story. So I don't really have much desire to play games that don't have endings.
Goku is saying, what's your favourite Sony exclusive fighting game?
Sony exclusive fighting game?
Bloody Raw.
When depends when you defend. If you're talking about games that were exclusives, I'd say Tekken 2, but obviously it's not an exclusive anymore.
Oh, Tekken 2 is good. DJB is saying top 3 favourite Mega Man games.
Mega Man X, Mega Man. Oh God, all Mega Man. I love Mega Man X through to Mega Man X6, but I couldn't tell you which of those. It'd be hard to put them in order of what's my favourite. Maybe X1, X2, X6, because X6 is really challenging. So I enjoyed the challenge of that one.
Can I read that out?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
What are your memories from wrestling Shawn Midnight? That's a very random question. What do I remember from that? A wrestling match, really? What else can I say about that?
I'm not adding anything.
Is it Sean Midnight asking me
You know-
that? Interest. Because it's a very random question.
Yeah, that's just too random. Like, it's making me suspicious. Are you Sean Midnight? Are you him? Because that's too like specific. Like, I'm a bit like, that's why I was a bit like, can I read that out? Is this safe? Are we being trapped? Okay, so Cosmic Wartoad is saying, ever seen a documentary called From Bedrooms to Billions? I'm sure we've watched
Yes,
that.
and he says, and a documentary called Micromen, and yes, I've seen both of them. Very entertaining. I love Micromen. It's the best Lord of the Rings prequel.
Charlie is saying, I know you hate scalpers. Who doesn't?
Exactly.
But what are your thoughts on normal resellers like yourself? Well, if you're not scalping, there's not a problem.
Yeah, I haven't really got that much of an opinion, to be honest. No, not positive or negative.
Yeah, there won't be a Scummy Resellers episode about you. So, G Brill says, by retro being dead, do you mean resellers of console side? Things are getting cheaper. The PC side is much cheaper software wise. It's great it's a great news if prices are dropping. However,
No, it was a general discussion what we had for a good 10 to 20 minutes at the start of this video about the state of YouTube at the moment during this launch window of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. I have seen a significant drop off in views since those consoles have launched, and I've also checked out the analytics of a number of other retro gaming channels, and it seems to be the same across the board. And from what I can gather, it's down to the fact that people have watched these videos on modern hardware and then their suggestions have changed. So the only people who are currently getting access to my content are people who are already subscribed. Then my videos are not being suggested to anyone outside my subscriber base at the moment. So retro gaming creators on YouTube, the genre is a little bit dead, but hopefully it will recover as soon as people stop posting as much about, oh my god, I've got this new hardware.
I think we need to wrap this up because I'm really ultra
Yeah,
tired.
we've gone a long time. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, hope you don't mind, everyone. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired. What do you want to do to wrap things up?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. Thank you for those of you who decided to become patrons. Thank you for all of your questions. Thank you for the people who became members. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the contributions to the discussion. Thank you for everything. What would you like to say?
It's just been a really lovely evening, and there's just been so many like really kind, generous people on here tonight. I think we've had some really nice conversation. It's just been really, really lovely, and also just
Lots of big boys from the community have been here as well,
Yes.
like Guru Larry, Slopes Game Room,
Yeah.
Nostalgia Nerd, Miles Power. Yeah, lots of cool people, and all of you are very cool. Love you all.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, there's not really much else. So, oh, Jason, thank you. Thank you very much. Have you played any recent Kunio games?
The new one, no, but I'm looking to change that very soon. Really want to try out River City Girls. And what's the other one? River City Underground. Really want to play both those games.
I'm sure I saw those. Oh, Ted, thank you.
Another 5. Thank you.
You're so lovely.
Sir.
Oh, should we say we'll do 5 more minutes or just to round it up?
I want to say thank you
Yeah.
to the people who are still who've just given some more. So
Oh,
thank you, Horizon Brave. That's flashed up on this screen.
yes, it hasn't popped up on that.
But
bit
yeah,
yet.
last one. Can I get a
Oh.
final? Yeah, cheers. Yeah, of course, all of you amazing Top Hat Gaming maniacs out there can get a massive yeah, brothers. So yeah.
Oh, and before we go, if you haven't looked in the description yet, there's an invite into Discord on there.
Yes, so if you want to carry on this discussion over on Discord between yourselves, go ahead. And I'll probably be on there on my phone a little bit before I go to sleep as well, because I can never just fall asleep after a stream or work in general, to be honest. So yeah, Come on, we'll carry on this chat over on Discord.
Okay. I'm gonna end the stream itself, but I'm not gonna switch off the chat, so you don't have to run away straight away. So
You can just press the on-off button. Okay, so thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Bye everybody. Bye.
See you later, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye. Good night.